All right, let's dive right into this explainer. Look, if you're shelling out cash for multiple AI subscriptions right now, Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, you already know how fast those costs can bleed you for hundreds of dollars a month. Seriously, it's kind of like having 5 different premium cable packages just to watch, like, 3 shows. But what if we could bring that monthly bill down to absolute zero? Well, today we're going to figure out exactly how to run premium AI models entirely for free on your own computer. And even better, we're going to use that zero-cost engine to deploy fully functional web apps in mere minutes.
Here is our roadmap for the day. First, decoupling the AI brain. Second, the universal travel adapter. Third, bulletproofing those free AI models. Fourth, deploying apps lightning fast. And finally, number 5, the swappable AI future. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Decoupling the AI brain. We're talking about separating the intelligence from the interface. Okay, picture this. You're looking at your coding terminal and you are seeing absolute heavyweight AI models. Anthropic's Opus 4.6, Google's Gemini, the blazing fast Sonnet, all of them running flawlessly right on your own computer. And the best part? Your billing dashboard reads exactly $0. Literally nothing. But to pull off this incredible setup, we really have to fundamentally understand how these tools are built under the hood. Think about your absolute favorite AI tool like a car. The AI model itself, whether that's Opus, Gemini, or DeepSeek, that is just the engine, right? It's the brain. The interface, on the other hand, things like Claude's auto mode, its file editing, the ability to remember a crazy 20-step plan, that's the body of the car. And here's the total game changer. They are not permanently welded together. No way. You can actually pop the hood, rip out that expensive subscription engine, and swap in a completely different, free engine. And you get to keep that beautiful, highly functional car body exactly the same. Moving on to Section 2, the universal travel adapter, bringing scattered keys together. So here's the thing. Major providers are currently handing out these engines for free just to get people hooked. But the real headache is trying to access 40 different scattered websites without completely losing your mind. Enter Omniroot. This tool is brilliant. It acts exactly like a universal travel adapter. Instead of juggling 40 different logins, passwords, and API keys for every single free model, you just connect to Omniroot once. That one single key unifies all those scattered free providers, and get this, it gives you access to a staggering 1.4 billion free tokens every single month. Just to put that massive number into perspective, that's enough tokens to write hundreds of full-length novels without paying a dime. But let's look at the actual data here, because, free doesn't always mean perfect. When testing these provider hubs inside Omniroot, you quickly see what's actually alive and kicking. On a hub platform called Anti-Gravity, 11 out of 13 models replied beautifully, handing us expensive heavyweights like Opus 4.6 completely for free. Over on OpenCode, it was a bit messier. 5 models were dead, but hey, we still successfully secured the highly sought-after DeepSeek model. And NVIDIA NIM, it proved to be incredibly reliable, requiring just a quick, free account setup. So how do we actually plug this universal adapter into our car body? It all comes down to editing one simple file on your computer called settings.json. Think of this file like a phone book. Right now, when your coding interface needs an answer, it looks up Anthropic's corporate address in that phone book, and bam, that's the exact moment you get charged. But by simply changing that address to your new Omniroot key, you seamlessly reroute the interface straight to your free local setup. The brain changes completely, but the body? It doesn't move an inch. Which brings us to Section 3, bulletproofing free AI models, ensuring your setup never dies. Now, having free models is an absolute game changer for sure, but relying on them for actual work introduces a brand new set of risks, like what actually happens when a free model just dies. As we saw in the test data, free models hit usage limits. Sometimes they buckle under server load, or they just vanish overnight. So how do we make sure you aren't right in the middle of a massive coding project only to have your whole workflow instantly destroyed? The answer is this brilliant feature called combos. You can actually group multiple models together. Say you set NVIDIA NIM as your main brain, with DeepSeek sitting right behind it as a backup. By using routing strategies, you're basically creating a digital relay race. If you set it to priority, the system tries your favorite model first. If that runner drops the baton and goes offline, the software doesn't crash. Instantly, literally in a fraction of a millisecond, it passes the request to the next free model. The race doesn't stop, and your workflow doesn't skip a single beat. Okay, time for a quick reality check though.
While this setup is absolutely incredible for personal building and prototyping, you absolutely have to keep 3 realistic boundaries in mind. First, that unpredictable reliability, which luckily our combos just fixed. Second, you gotta check the usage rules. Some free plans get really unhappy if you use them outside their own native apps. And third is trust. Remember, this is an open source tool and you're piping information through external free providers. So please do not plunge your sensitive, real company data into this. It's meant for learning and building safely.
All right, section 4, deploying apps lightning fast. This is the ultimate payoff, and it's our absolute core focus for today. We've just built the ultimate free AI engine. But honestly, none of it matters until we build something real and get it out there. There's a saying, building is easy, putting it online is where everybody stops. And that perfectly highlights the ultimate graveyard for independent creators. You can use your shiny new free AI to code an amazing app locally on your laptop. But getting it onto the actual internet? That usually means hitting a massive brick wall. You're messing with DNS records, navigating terrifying AWS dashboards, managing FTP transfers. It's exhausting. And it's exactly where enthusiasm dies and people just give up. But check out this modern solution. Hostinger is connected. Let us deploy this website. That is the exact single prompt used inside the AI interface to bypass all of those traditional developer headaches entirely. You don't leave the chat, you don't even open a new tab, you literally just tell the AI to push the app to the internet. Let's break down the exact mechanics of how crazy fast this is. Step 1, you install a Hostinger connector right inside your AI coding tool. Step 2, you sign in just once. After that, the AI basically becomes your dedicated DevOps engineer. When you type that deployment prompt, it reads all your local files, packages the code up perfectly, provisions the server space on the back end, and deploys it. Zero dragging and dropping, zero server configuration on your end. In under 2 minutes, it just hands you back a live public URL right in the chat. To prove just how powerful this is, consider Sprout Kingdom, which is a fully functioning retro game, and Lumen, a personal health tracker, both straight from our source material. Using nothing but our zero-cost swappable AI engine to write the code locally and that single Hostinger prompt to deploy it, both of these apps went from a local idea to the global internet almost instantly. Think about that. You don't have to record your screen to show a client your progress anymore. You just text them the live link. It is a total game changer for how we build. Finally, Section 5, the swappable AI future, when intelligence becomes a commodity. Let's step back for a second and look at the massive paradigm shift this entire zero-cost, lightning-fast workflow reveals. We are witnessing something truly historic. Think about the electricity grid. A long time ago, factories were hugely proud of having their own dedicated power plants. Then, the electrical grid arrived, and electricity just became a universal plug-in. The power itself wasn't the advantage anymore. What actually mattered was the machine you plugged into it. Well, just like electricity, AI intelligence is becoming a basic utility grid. The model itself, the grain, is no longer your competitive advantage because literally anyone can swap it in for free. So I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on. If the foundational intelligence can be swapped out seamlessly, entirely for free, routed through bulletproof combos, and used to deploy live apps in minutes, what actually happens to the massive tech companies that built their entire multi-billion-dollar business around selling just one specific brain? Think about that as you start building and deploying your own zero-cost apps today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.